Alright, today is rather simple. It's cardio day. And all you really need to do is cardio. That's it. There's no specialty to it. There's nothing special. And you're like, hey, what's the best form of cardio? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It really depends on you. What I like to do, I like swimming laps and walking. So right now, we're walking in the backyard. All right, got a long patch. Go back and forth for an hour straight. When we're cutting, we like to do an hour cardio. When I'm bulking, I typically did for a range of 5 minutes to 20, realistically speaking. And like towards the end of the bulk or whatever, we'll bump that up to 30. And then the last week of the bulk, we'll bump it up to 45. And then upon the start of the cut, we'll bump that shit up to an hour. So usually I'll walk for an hour. Actually, some days I'll walk for an hour, depending on how overtrained I am. And then the other days I would run about 20 to 30 minutes. And then for the rest of that, walk at a reasonable pace to get me out of breath a little bit. So today we're kind of amping it up a bit. We got a 30-pound dumbbell in the bag to put some extra weight on it, and we're keeping a good pace on walking. Should be pretty. I'm already out of breath. We got about 50 minutes left of this session before it's over. About 5 minutes into the session, I'm like, fuck this. I need more weight with it. It's currently 98 degrees, literally. I got a little bit of shade when I'm right here, which is fine. But that heat, it's fucking heat. Sometimes I don't even know if you can see how actually sweaty I am. It's fucking terrible. But it's all for good health. I think we're gonna celebrate with I don't know, some Zaxby's maybe, like wings and things meal. I put it in my macro factor, and I'll calculate that up in the macro factor later, so I can make sure I put my meal. I actually carved up with some potatoes and chicken earlier today, so we're pretty good. I don't like to cut out. I cut out most of my carbs, but I'm able to get 199 grams as of now that I've been cutting for a month and a half now. We went from 208 down to 194. I know I kind of say on that metric, sound like a broken record a bit, but yeah, I mean, we're taking this cut more serious than the last. I think the last cut that I genuinely took serious was November. It was from around like October or like September of last year to like November, like mid-November. That was the last time I legitimately like cut like meals or tracked. Everything was on point, and then we've bulked ever since. Like when I left Texas, when I left North Carolina, I was 176 pounds, I believe. 176 to 178. And all the way to peak bulk, we did up to 208. So we made some significant improvement. But now we're down to 194 again. And we're probably gonna cut all the way till, I wanna say August, like mid-August. But realistically speaking, depends on how good we're doing. I might do September. And I'm not saying we're gonna extend it all the way to September in the sense of we're doing terrible. I'm gonna say that in the sense of if we're looking amazing, we're gonna peel it to September. Because I wanted to do an amateur show in September, but it might not happen this year. With that being said, if it doesn't happen this year, we could add more mass and size to the physique with one last bulk, since I would say, pretty much know what the fuck we're doing when it comes to the bulk now. And we can say it, we got buff as shit, we got jacked. That was our goal. since the beginning when I first said it, announced it. We gotta get jacked to shit. We've done that now. Now it's time to cut down and get peeled. Gotta manifest it by saying it. So we're gonna do it. I've actually been working really hard. Found a small little isolated gym that I've been working in. That's actually been helping me focus more on training. And it's been good. Like we got our bench up finally. The Smith machine has been a great tool to getting my bench up on significantly, honestly. Like, yes, the traditional bar, it's great, but if you really want to practice that weight for your bench, I recommend the Smith machine. That's just me personally. That was my experience with it. I've gotten my bench up significantly, and it keeps growing even when I'm on a cut, eating in a deficit. So I don't know. I train my triceps to be strong as fuck as much as possible. I train them once a week, my tricep, then I train my chest twice, so that I can, well, I mean, obviously, you train your triceps with the chest movements, but I mean, it works. It helps. Some weeks, I like on a bi-weekly thing, some weeks I'll train with high volume, with moderate, sometimes even high weight on high volume, which is fucking mad. Or I'll do really high weight and very low volume. Like this week for me has been heavy weight and low volume. I've been like with the chest, experimented with benching on an incline. I've moved all the way up to 275, which I might say I'm very fucking happy about. What I ask, but I don't know. I've been looking back in retrospect and some content I've been making, and really excited about all the progress that we've made, and very happy of the fact that we are actually sticking with this, because my end goal genuinely is to get on stage. It's the only reason I'm doing this. I want to know what it feels like. I want to know what it's like to get up there, pose down, and eventually and potentially win some competitions. I don't care about looking good for social media. I guess it's kind of contradicting that I make videos then, but this is literally a portfolio, a progress. I can't keep all of it in my phone. YouTube's the best place, and plus there's people that actually like watching it. And to those people that stuck around even in my inconsistencies with all this, you're the real MVP for real. I know it sounds corny or whatever, but genuinely not. That's if I can get big as shit from being skinny as shit or out of whack or out of shape, and that inspires somebody else to be like, you know what, I want to get big as shit, or I want to look good, or I want to be better, then hey, that's all that fucking matters to me. Genuinely speaking, at the end of the day, like, it's up to you to do whatever the fuck you want to do. And far as finding out what's the best movements, or what's the best training regimen, what's the best split, find what goes out for you. Genuinely, like, that is the best fucking way to genuinely stick with it. If you get someone to make your entire regimen when you can't even follow your own, you won't stick to it. If you get a super strict diet that you don't enjoy, you won't stick to it. You won't. It's impossible. Like, my diet, I can eat around and shit, because yes, my diet is still strict, but I can eat what I want to eat, but I have to eat it at strict proportions, if that makes any sense. I strict my proportions down. Like, my calories as of now, and they're gonna go down further when we get into the cut, is 2,700 calories, 199 grams of carbs. I think it's 48. I gotta look at the fats again. I forgot what the fuck it was, but it's 197 grams of protein. It's difficult when you eat high calorie foods, but it's low in protein, blah blah blah. Like, you can split it up how I like to do it, and this is the easy way out, I guess. But it's the easy way you can hit it. A meal that's at least 800 to 1,000 grams, 1,000 calories. at least 60 to 70 grams of protein, about 50 grams of carbs or a lot more, and moderate in fat. And then you can split that up to like 2 or 3 meals, and then protein shakes for the rest of it to meet your protein and carb intake. Like that's the easy way. Another simplistic way I found is a cheat code. Actually, this is a cheaper way. You can go to Walmart and buy these rotisserie chickens. You have to go at a specific time of day. Like, say if you go about 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. say, they'll be like $5. It'd be like $5 or whatever. Buy 4 of them or 5. So for day by day, shred them all off to the bone, get all the meat off, and then freeze it, because obviously it's cooked food already. You want to preserve it as much as you can so you can eat it day by day. So one whole thing is about 2,000 calories, 152 grams of protein, 48 grams of fat, and like really low in carbs. So yeah, you'll make most of your other goals, but the carbs will be low, so you can find that. See if you eat that 2,000 or whatever, say if you want to add shredded cheese, that's more protein or whatever, a little more carbs, etc. Or you could literally eat like a sweet or something, a muffin if you want, a fucking Little Debbie cake, any of that, to get your carbs in. It's like 300. So if my calorie intake is 2,700, I would say about 2,300 would at least be from the chicken if I use shredded cheese or low calorie sauce or whatever, maybe. Or you can get that in 2 protein shakes. Like it's really fucking simple. You just have to track shit, and you gotta make sacrifices when you diet. Because yeah, if I want to sacrifice a Little Debbie snack in there, those most of the times about 300 to 400, maybe sometimes even 500 calories. Only 4 grams of protein, but it's loaded in carbs, like 50 to 60 grams of carbs, which is cool if you're bulking, but the cutting factor is not there. I really am excited to start my next bulk because I want to focus more on power building my next go around. I now know my physique is capable of gaining copious amount of mass. I know it's a bit early in my career or whatever to judge on what I look like early, like at the end of my last bulk, but I was fairly vascular for my size. You know, I had a bit of body fat. I think we at least reached about 24% body fat on my last bulk, and that was strictly because I cut out cardio completely. My cardio was literally me walking around at work, and that was it. Like, my sacrifices now is I load trailers at where I work, and I'm constantly loading trucks for 10 to maybe even 11 hours a day. So I do that, and then I instantly get off work. I go change, shower up, and I head straight to the gym, and I train, and I still get my cardio in when I'm at the gym. So we're dropping weight tremendously. The vascularity is on point. We just need to drop the body fat down, and that's what we're gonna do. We just gotta focus in on a plan, keep tracking my shit, and I don't know, I'm just fucking yapping. I'm actually very exhausted. I need a drink, but keep just work at it. Like, if you don't find motivation in the gym and others, because your goals may be different, but obviously you can push each other, but just go work at it, find out what you want to do. What I did personally, I looked at a bunch of people's ways and styles of training, and I made my own philosophy out of bits and bits and bits. And I searched it out, I did my research, I studied this shit to know what the fuck I'm doing, and to know that I'm doing the right thing. Just make it your own way, and I guarantee that you'll see what the results that you want to see. I can't make a split for you guys. I can't make a diet regimen for you guys, because sometimes the diet and the splits I do is considered unorthodox, and that's what works for me. We're all not the same. We don't have the same genetics, so I can't do it for you. I would say this is the way I do it. You might do it differently, and that's 100% okay. You might not even agree with me, that's entirely okay as well. I'm not a scientist and I'm not a doctor, but I just love living hefty fucking weights, and I love eating copious amount of foods to get as big and strong as possible. That's typically what I've done. I worked out hard as shit, rested very fucking well, as much as I possibly can, and make sure that I can eat the amount of foods to recover. I'll go break my fucking body down tremendously, eat a specific amount of foods of specific sources to recover and get bigger. Like days that I'll work out. 1 week I'll work out 3 days in a row, 2 days off. Another week I'll work out 1 day off the next, 1 day off the next. My best split, honestly, for recovery and everything, because I train really fucking hard, is work out 1 day, the 2 days off. Another day, 2 days off. That is literally the best way to get bigger, by just, well, recovery wise, if you want to get stronger. And that's how I feel like I got my bench up too. I got sick, I took a whole week off, I came back, hit 75 pounds on an incline. Like, it's never been done before. But anyways, I don't know how much time I got left. I'm actually gonna check, but I've just been fucking yapping for 16 minutes straight. So probably gonna cut to me eating food as a celebratory meal for me getting my ass kicked in this fucking heat. It's actually kind of getting to me now, but let's see. Okay, we have 30 minutes left. So we ran for 20, and now this is the rest of the walking part. So fuck. All right, I guess we'll cut to the meal whenever we fucking get food.